Take one look at MCU Steve Rogers and you'll see exactly what I mean. He could not give less of a shit about America. The first
That's wild. What this country represents is that green, that very green statue with the woman essentially holding that torch of fire, Lady Liberty herself. You can't have a Steve Rogers like in Russia. Like, let's be honest. You can't have a Steve Rogers in China. No, it's there's something special about the American dream. This is America. This right here, the documentation, the framework, the blueprint, and this is what Captain America, throughout his various films, has identified and says yes. He's not about some weird like conversation of blue eyes, blonde hair. Welcome back to the channel. And sometimes you just gotta rant. Sometimes you just gotta rant because this whole situation with Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson, Captain America, and how the whole world has taken it. Questions of DEI, questions of whether or not he should have took the serum, which Captain America is better, and I'm just like, like, and then the most frustrating part of the conversation is just like, what makes Captain America himself? Like, is he American or is he not? And I'm like, guys, like, stop. Like, this is terrible. But I chose this video to react to because it came out recently, 5 days ago, and I'm like, oh, as of this recording, and I'm like, you know what this guy's talking about gets my brain thinking about why I disagree with 90%. Well, I would say half of the whole discussion, probably not the whole 90%, but nevertheless, not to interrupt, because we're gonna have it's probably like a 20-minute long video, like minimal editing. Let's just get into it.
I know. You're probably a little confused reading that title. The guy is a walking American flag. How could he not represent the country? From a surface level glance, of course a guy named Captain America would seem that way to most people, but there's a lot more to this character that any diehard Cap fan could tell you. Or really anyone who's paid attention to pretty much any movie starring Captain America. Wait, why are people even arguing over this in the first place? Is this not the most obvious thing ever? Seriously, this should not even be a debate, but because of some comments Anthony Mackie made, the internet lost its mind. You may remember this from a few weeks ago, but it takes a while to make videos, okay? I can only talk about it now that the discourse has all died down already, but this video needed to be made. On the press tour, Anthony said the following: Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term America should be one of those representations. It's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity. Someone who is trustworthy and dependable. It's kind of like an aspect of a dream come true. And for some off-the-cuff remarks, that's a really great understanding of the character. And who...
Honestly, my reaction to that was, I mean, with this movie and all of its reshoots, my first thought was, oh no, don't. You've already been hit at the knees. Like the reports are out, everybody's talking about it, and now you're saying this. Personally, I thought that was a very mistimed quote, or like just statement from Anthony, because, well, I get what he's trying to say. The issue is we literally just got out of politics, and one of the emphasis, well, whether you support him or hate him, one of the emphasis that really drove America to push towards one side was this emphasis on American, like Americans first. Like he's gonna put America first. This idea of when people want to come here, but we got to fix our problems here. I think that was generally what moved, I think, what, like upwards of at least a good one third toward one half of this country to automatically push toward one side. And so for you to essentially, in many ways, I would say, downplay the idea of what America represents. Just the ideal, because say what you want about like the leadership, say what you want about the government, say what you want about our history, our dealings in the past and whatnot, and the downfalls. What this country represents is that green, that very green statue with the woman essentially holding that torch of fire, Lady Liberty herself. You know, Like this idea of the American way. It's the American dream, you know, the pursuit of hope, happiness, like liberty, freedom, like are like the very root of why this country was a inevitability, the oppression, the push, the unreasonable situation that caused our forefathers to literally sail and find a land and say, let's plant our flag here because we're not going back. There's no turning back, not one step back, because we have a hope inside that what we can build here is freedom. And so for him to essentially, like, I'm sure he was trying to point out how America isn't perfect in that statement, and so bring it back to the individual. You know, Captain America's a man of the people, but the timing of it, man. We just got out of politics, and everybody's kind of coming back to this idea that, you know, maybe America shouldn't be the world's police, shouldn't be this pompous idea of showing everybody a better way, but rather bring it back to this: why does everybody want to come here? Why is this place so great? And it's because of the idea here is awesome, like liberty, freedom, free market. You know, anybody can, with their, like, presumably with their own create creative ideas, some way, somehow, use what they can under this framework to succeed in life. But that's a lot, like, because again, I've had many thoughts about why he said that. I'm like, Anthony. My first thought was literally just take the paycheck and just say you're glad to be a superhero. Please stop trying to get philosophical. It's bad. It never turns out well. Let's continue.
Who better to tell us about what this hero represents than the guy playing him? Surely that very reasonable message was received well by the public, right? And nobody took it out of context or tried to use it to fuel an agenda. God, I hate that this is even a thing. But people took that first part of the quote and immediately went into overtime running a smear campaign. Thousands of tweets talking about how Captain America hates America now, or whatever kind of twisted nonsense you can imagine. This quote made headlines everywhere as it was blown out of proportion by the most annoying people you know. This shouldn't have been an issue in the first place. Let me make this loud and clear. Captain America doesn't represent America. It's an easy misconception to make if you're not paying attention or watching and reading with your eyes closed, but allow me to break it down for you in depth and through the lens of a silly YouTube video. There's a very famous panel that I think sums things up in the most simple way possible. He's loyal to nothing except the dream. He doesn't represent a country, rather what the country should be. It's a very small distinction.
Stop. Even in that panel, let's go back. I'm loyal to nothing, General, except the dream. So he's telling General, I'm not loyal to you. I'm not loyal to where you're trying to send me, to your ideas, your plots. He's holding the flag, the country itself, the symbol of the country. He's loyal to what this country stood for in the beginning, and what is struggling to get through, like, universally to every single human being, race, age group, gender, all that good stuff. Like that dream is inherently baked into who he is. So he's devoted to this. And so when they try to sit up here and, like, make it seem like, oh no, like he could wear anybody else's colors. No, Captain America can you only uniquely wear this color scheme, this title, because he's founded in what this dream is. Whose dream is it? What's the dream? The American dream. Come on now.
Nothing except the dream. He doesn't represent a country, rather what the country should be. It's a very small distinction that means a world of difference. The United States is flawed to a scary degree. Anyone can tell you that. Captain America would be a very flawed man if he stood for the values our country currently does. And as we know, Captain America is a flawless man who has never done anything wrong in his life. Either of them, for that matter. Captain America stands for the ideals that America...
Neither of them have. Well, I don't know who we've been seeing, but I know that Sam has had some nice, little Uzis in his past ventures, and he has shot and killed a lot of people. We'll talk about that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, just that opening from Civil War, or obviously just Winter Soldier. Sure, they're Hydra goons, but again, like, they're still people, human beings that he has put a lot of rounds into.
Should embody. He's the poster
If I'm not mistaken, like, yeah, Captain America has shot and killed people too. We'll talk about that. You know what?
child for all things good, a champion of the oppressed, and someone who always looks out for the little guy. Being Captain America means being a good person and fighting for what's right. He knows what it's like to be bullied. He's seen fascist regimes rise and the scary levels of power they can hold with hate in their hearts. Captain America stands against that because it's the right thing to do. He's not a perfect soldier following the country's orders. He's just a good man who wants to help people. It doesn't matter if the world tells him that he's wrong. If he knows what he's doing is right, then he'll plant himself like a tree and stand for it. The ultimate underdog in every sense of the word. It's what makes him so special. And none of that is because of the colors he wears. It's because of who he
Stop. Put Captain America anywhere else and it doesn't work. He can't be Captain insert country, insert country name here other than America. It uniquely works because he believes in this exclusively the American dream. Am I taking crazy pills? Because I've never understood this argument. Like, you're essentially trying to define America as her governments, her current laws, her the people, the people in those roles and positions, and whatever message America's trying to send now. So the new guy in for the next 4 years is saying peace through strength. Is that Lady Liberty's message, or is her message the Declaration of Independence? The one where if I'm not mistaken, I'm just paraphrasing, but it literally says, we hold that these truths are self-evident, that all men are created equal, and then he just continues to keep cooking from there, because I'm like, yes, that's America. Like, no matter how much time passes, I have to ask the question, is where America is, so what, what is presented actually the essence of America, or is it like Steve says, people, like what's in people, that seed of truth? Because again, where did I don't know.
he is as a person. He's the moral compass of the Marvel universe, and sometimes those morals align with the direction the country is going, but more often than not, it's a completely different set of beliefs. He's no stranger to operating outside the law because he'll do whatever it takes when it comes to protecting people and doing the right thing. The United States has shifted away from the original promise of what the American dream is, but Captain America hasn't. He puts his faith in people, not the government. He's an inspiration to every citizen and a promise that standing for what you believe in is worth it. Look at me right now. Look at me straight in the face and tell me that Captain America would represent what the country is today. You can't!
No, but that's the issue. Like, he's not standing for what the country is. You've already said it. Because, like, I feel like in the times that we're living in, there is a battle for what America represents, what America is. And I think that in this present day and age, this conversation specifically about the twin Captain America, so Steve and Sam, it is a conversation, of, okay, is America defined by the essence, meaning the heart, like, of the message, or is it defined by essentially who has the boots, who has the shield, and, well, whatever a good man is based on whatever people say it is. Like, is it just a good person, or is it fundamentally tethered to certain declared truth from the very beginning? Which is why I take it back to the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution and whatnot. Well, as it stands, because all these later ideas that came along, so like women's suffrage, or what's it called? Literally off the top of my head. Oh my gosh. Civil rights. All these things were later developments, but again, mere branches off of that individual seed that was sown all that long ago. Like, have we forgotten that? Because I mean, like that, like to take Steve away from his origin is like, and like I know like bringing it back unironically to me as a Christian, it's like taking Jesus from his Jewish roots. It's like, wait a minute, like, yeah, this character holds to truths that are universal, but let's not forget where he came from. All right, well, and let's not forget what that is. It's not the Pharisees. It's not their traditions. It's not the, 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 it's not the It's that original covenant of Abraham, and this belief unto righteous, like belief in God, which accredited him righteousness, this obedience, this sincere heart, for example, when I'm pretty sure this still speaking of the same character. So it's like, the Sodom and Gomorrah situation before, that what inspired this individual to wrestle with God for the mercy of the people, or that same mentality that was in Moses and the rest of the prophets. What inspired them the way they are? It's not that they were just good-hearted men. No, their goodness was inherently framed around something. And just as there's his righteousness and holiness, I would say that Steve's is 100% what the essence of America is. Take away the governments, take away the borders, take away even just I don't know, the idea of Uncle Sam. Do you still have an America? And I would say yes, you still have that original dream. Just like take away the Pharisees, take away the traditions. You still have a people chosen unto God that Jesus represents, like in the truest sense, not whatever policies they're currently holding. But let's keep going.
And that's not just because this is a one-way conversation and I can't see you right now, but because we all know what that mantle means. At the end of the day, he's a good person who just so happens to be wearing red, white, and blue. The beliefs he stands...
Stop. We gotta stop this. We gotta stop this right now. No. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do think that he's onto something as far as how Captain America transcends the borders of America, right? Like, that's why he's able to operate, and no matter like country of the world, his movies do well because people relate to this individual. But it's not because he gives up his individuality as far as his colors, and fights for other people, his colors and ideals, and fights for other people. No, it's because he, under this framework, under this color scheme, under this idea, this specific dream, like emboldens it and shines a light on it through the truths that are inherently tied to it. Like you can't have a Steve Rogers like in Russia. Like, let's be honest, you can't have a Steve Rogers in China. No, it's there's something special about the American dream, about the essence of liberty that is in here. Because again, like, there's multiple forms of liberty, but there's something special about what's going on with this great experiment of a young country. And I think that Lady Liberty has many children, and I would think that this is one of them. Like he was born in Brooklyn, right? Like where he is inherently frames his worldview, and that should never be underestimated or taken away from. Let's take him away from America. No, that's literally his roots. Come on now.
Stands for are universal, not specific to just one country. It's why the character is so beloved around the world. Imagine being so inspirational that people can look past the fact that you're covered in the American flag because you're just that damn likable. That is Captain America, a beacon of hope who refuses to look the other way when he sees a situation going south, and we are all better off for it. Take one look at MCU Steve Rogers and you'll see exactly what I mean. He could not give less of a shit about America. The first...
That's wild. And you know what the sad thing about it is? I think that's lost on so many people, because they see the theme and they believe in the character and his courage, but they forget that he's trying to inspire you that yes, inherently this is who we all are, and this is who we all should rise up to be. It's like the Bible, and I'll quote this verse loosely. I'll put it on the screen. Like, the wrath of God is revealed upon men who hold the truth and unrighteousness. The claim is literally that like, we are not brute beasts. We are not like unaware of what we're doing. No, we have cognitive reasoning. We can determine right and wrong, and we hold this truth in unrighteousness, meaning we choose to do evil. And so God's calling us out. And I love this verse because it demonstrates that in many ways, men know God, and all men know God in a particular way, even atheists, that even when they even just pointing out evil in the world demonstrates you are more aware of things than even you're consciously aware of. Why? Because there's something in you that goes deeper, that compels you to look at the evil and stand against it, even though you do it when it suits you to make you look good. And I think that people like Cap are here to remind us, hey, that like it's like Batman. There's nothing special. Anyone can be the Batman if they're willing to step up. Like if they believe in this dream that has persisted for, what is it? We're in 300 to 400 years now. But are you get what I'm saying? You get it? Because like I just don't get it, man. Like what is this push to essentially kind of erase, like, or fade to black all of Cap's color scheme, and essentially just say, like, see, he's just a good man. It's like, no, he's a good man because he was here. Like, here shaped his framework. Here shaped his worldview. Like, the reason he's willing to stand and is so frustrated with this goofy costume, this fake shield, and he want, like, the reason he's frustrated is because he wants to actually stand up against tyrannies of evil out there. Like, that scene of him, why me, is so iconic because he just says, I don't like bullies. It's just as simple. And it's a very simple worldview, and it's like that can only be shaped from an underdog. And obviously, this country is an underdog. This idea is an underdog. This dream is an underdog. But I guess we've lost faith, Like, America, America's racist. America's Donald Trump. America's this. America's Kamala Harris. America's Joe Biden. America's bad. And I'm like, no. America is Lady Liberty. America's that balancing scale in the courtroom. The one where it's like, it's like we want a fair trial. America is resistance for independence. It's like we don't forgot, hey, this is what we are. And the reason bad things have happened is because individuals who either A, don't know what this country stands for, or B, have their own version of it that moves ever so slightly away, misaligning them with the essence of this country, are making decisions to, well, go against it, go against that vision. But all right, there's just a lot to say. We'll probably watch like 5 to 10 more, no, like 3 more minutes, then we'll close out because I don't want to make this video too long. But the point is, I just don't get this conversation and why. Like why does everybody want us to view Cap independent of the symbolism behind him?
Avenger is the only movie where we see him as the patriotic, star-spangled man with a plan, but part of his arc in that film is becoming disillusioned with the government. He goes from someone who was incredibly desperate to join the armed forces to a guy happily willing to disobey them when he gets tired of being a helpless propaganda machine. And even when he was that scrawny kid, his motivations were never out of blind patriotism. All Steve wanted to do was stop bullies. He just happened to get caught in a side quest that turned him into the country's biggest mascot. It's through tour after tour after tour of following his new orders that he becomes frustrated with the country for not letting him help people. It's only
He was frustrated from the get-go. He wanted to fight from the get-go. What do you mean he becomes frustrated? I think it's that one scene where it's like he bursts out on the stage the first time, and he has a shield in his hand. It's got the script, and you could tell he's frustrated from the get-go that he isn't on the front lines. I mean, this is the guy who literally keeps getting rejected, and he fakes his name. He literally fakes his ID. He travels town to town. He's literally looking to fight for his country. And every single time, just given just the rejection. No, you're a skinny twig and you look like you barely can carry a lunchbox full of rocks. No, we're not putting you on the field.
Only after he saves the hostages that Captain America is truly born, and Steve can finally live up to his full potential. There's a small...
What in the world? Truly born? I'm depressed. Saving the hostages is how he's truly born. Did we watch the same film where the guy literally jumps on a grenade where he's literally bullied in the alley, and he picks up he picks up a little what is it, a little garbage can lid, and he's like, nah, like I'm still gonna keep fighting. Are we talking about the same character? Because I'm like, what do you mean he was born after he saved the hostages? No, he was born literally like literally before he ever took the serum. Like just living life, like this is who he is.
Small moment with him and Bucky in the bar that I think sums this character up really well.
You ready to follow Captain America into the jaws of death? Hell no. Fellow guy from Brooklyn who was too dumb not to run away from the fight.
Perfect. Bucky sums it right up, because that's who Captain America is. He's not what the people call him. He's literally that kid from Brooklyn. Like notice that. Don't miss that. That Brooklyn is a place in the United States. He's that kid from Brooklyn. He's the individual, but he's the individual who believes, who stands up. Because remember, Bucky was there in that alley when he picked up that tin shield, and he literally fought, and he literally got punched yet again. Bucky came around and punched that guy. Is like, come on, Cap. Like, no, come on, Cap. Come on, Steve, get up. Like, you always find yourself in a trouble, but you got that spirit, and it's like that is what inspired that is what inspired him. We'll watch a little bit more and then we'll get off, because I don't watch the full video. I think his whole video is worth a watch. But yeah, let's see what he has to say real quick.
Following him.
Bucky doesn't take the Captain America title seriously. Both he and Steve know that it's nothing more than goofy propaganda, but that mantle has given Steve the abilities and platform to do what he's always wanted to ever since he was that scrawny kid too proud to run away from a fight. And while Steve has changed a lot since then, I mean, those abs don't come naturally, he still holds those same morals, now just with a smoking six-pack and those insane pecs. But it's his ideals that inspire Bucky to charge into the jaws of death to face the impossible, because with Steve Rogers by your side, anything is possible. If that scene doesn't spell it out for you, I don't know what will. You might just be watching movies wrong. All that matters is who Steve is as a person, and the actions he takes to make the world a better place. This becomes abundantly clear when you track his journey throughout the MCU to see just how little he cares about this country. The only time he ever has anything to say about politics, it's when they're hurting people and restricting freedoms.
But politics are not necessarily what this country is. It's a factor in it. It's a trait of this country, but I keep like, ever since this conversation started, we'll probably end here, because I'm like I'll be honest, like the way they represent this country, I mean, for me it feels disgusting the way they just casually say that, because I'm like, I always thought that Steve understood this country as the people. We the people. I'm just gonna go put that there real quick. Oh, open up a tab, my bad. We the people, let me see. And thank you, AI Overview. Let's read this real quick and then we'll close out for the day. We, the people, are the opening words of the United States Constitution, signifying that the power of the government derives from the citizens, not the other way around. More detailed explanation. Source of government's power. The phrase "we the people" establishes the principle of popular sovereignty, meaning that the government's legitimacy comes from the consent of the governed. Preamble of the Constitution. These words are the beginning of the preamble to the U.S. Constitution, which outlines Constitution's purpose and guiding principles. The full preamble reads, "We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty," there's Lady Liberty, "to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America." Significance. The phrase emphasizes that the Constitution is the creation of the people, for the people, and by the people, that the government is intended to serve the citizens. Visual representation. We the people from the original engrossed Constitution has been displayed on the obverse of the United States $10 bill since 2006. So, appreciate the little trivia. No better way to end this video. Like, literally, no better way. Because this is America. This right here, the documentation, the framework, the blueprint. And this is what Captain America, throughout his various films, has identified and says, yes. He's not about some weird conversation of blue eyes, blonde hair. No, he's not about that. He's not about that. Talking about all that nonsense. He's not about. He doesn't care about his skin color or being a black man wearing the stars and stripes. It's all about we the people, and the people come from many backgrounds, and that's why we have moved forward. Like everything, every advancement is built off of those three words, and obviously, Captain America said it best himself. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. This probably was a bit longer than I intended, but I needed to talk about this somewhere, because I'm like, I just don't get it. This conversation about the twin Captain Americas, the MCU, and the conversations, because I don't understand basically why one side didn't get the backlash and the frustration of many. Because I mean, this is partly my frustration, right? But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. Later.